Hi, Alexander. Thanks for resending these. Let's take a look at what you wrote. The first one is about traditional foods and fast food. Let's see what you said here. Local cuisine is being replaced with fast foods worldwide. I believe that such a motion has a detrimental effect on people and societies in general. This essay will analyze the issue, the stated issue using examples from the latest report from the Daily Mail and a study by the Medical University in Copenhagen to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay, although for the most part, this is very nice. It's succinct. It's to the point, so that's all very good. Um, One thing I would change probably is this word here, motion. It's not emotion. So um, I think you want a different word here. Maybe you could have said this trend. Okay, that probably would have been a more accurate word here. And then the rest of it is fine. Let's continue. On the one hand, there is ample evidence that the popularity of fast food. Okay, there is ample evidence that the popularity of fast food not grows, but is growing due to the fast preparation of meals in places that serve it. The central reason for this is twofold. Firstly, such restaurants use pre-prepared ingredients. Secondly, the staff follows a very strict procedure according to which the dishes are cooked. For example, the latest report from the Daily Mail shows that the most popular meal in McDonald's compared with a lunch in a local restaurant is being prepared roughly 70% faster. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that for a person to eat a full meal, it is much more convenient to have a low-quality dish served almost immediately. Okay, the good news about this is that it's a very well-written paragraph. It's clear, it's grammatically accurate, you've got some good vocabulary, so it's all very good. We're going to talk about it in terms of task achievement a little later. I want to keep reading to see what you wrote, and then we'll get into more detail about this paragraph here. With that being said, although there is a case for fast foods benefiting in terms of speed of preparation, the impact on health cannot be overstated. This is largely because such meals cause obesity among citizens of the world. For instance, a study by the Medical University in Copenhagen implies that almost a fifth of the Danish population became overweight once the company serving quick meals appeared in Denmark. Okay. Thus, it's possible to state beyond doubt that the growing trend of replacing traditional meals served by local restaurants with fast foods has a negative influence on people in society. Okay, we're going to talk about this in terms of task achievement too. However, this was a little strange for me. Let's see. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, became overweight once the first company serving quick meals appeared in Denmark. Fine. Okay. Let's see. So grammatically, very good. From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that the replacement of traditional cuisine with fast foods is negative, mainly due to its detrimental health effect. It is, however, predicted that because of the fast preparation time, such meals will grow in popularity. Okay, so Alexander, in terms of readability, in terms of grammar, in terms of vocabulary, I thought you did a great job with this. Okay, and now since I keep telling you that I want to discuss task achievement with you, that's what we're going to get into now, because that's where I think this essay needed work. So let's look at this again. Traditional foods are being replaced by fast food. Negative impact. Families, individuals, society. Okay? To what extent do you agree? You told me that it has a detrimental effect in general. All right, so that's your position. That's your answer to this question. All right, and so remember, a central position needs to be clear throughout the essay. That's according to the band 7 in task achievement of the band descriptors. So if that's the case, then we don't understand why you have this paragraph. Okay, it's not clear to us. If you wanted to argue the opposite side and talk about the benefits of fast food, then you needed to indicate it in your introduction. Okay, so rather than saying, I believe such a trend has a detrimental effect on people and societies in general, you should have said, I believe that while fast food provides convenience for individuals, on the whole, it is detrimental on people and society. That would have made sense. Okay. But telling us that you think this is detrimental and then saying, hey, you know what? It's actually not that bad. This isn't logical. Okay. So while it's perfectly fine to have a concession paragraph, and that's what these are called, where you argue the opposite side of what you support, it's absolutely fine to do that. However, you have to make it clear to us that this is what you're doing. And in this introduction, you did not do that. Okay. And like I said, it's really just as easy as saying, while the convenience of fast food for individuals is clear, on the whole, this trend is detrimental for people in society. Okay, that makes sense. And that's how you create a cohesive essay. Without doing that, it's not only is it not cohesive, but it doesn't really work in terms of task achievement either, because it's like you're hard to follow, and you're not saying what you said you were going to say. You're not developing what you said you were going to develop, and so essentially both of those areas might suffer with something like this. Okay, it is really very common. Okay, so the other thing that I want to talk to you about is this negative impact on families, individuals, and society. You do need to express that. Um, so who is suffering, or rather, who is benefiting? I wanted you to be a little specific here. Okay, so you could say, for example, individuals who eat at these restaurants, or families who are strapped for time, okay, because of their busy schedules, their work schedules, the school schedules, the extracurricular activity schedules of their children. So this is a wonderful solution for these people. Remember, it's very specific: families, individuals, society. So you do want to refer to that, okay? Don't just kind of gloss over it and then speak generally. So that's something you could have done here. Now here, I think it's fair to say that maybe you were talking about society, because you said citizens all over the world. And then you talked about the Danish population. So, okay, yeah, here you go, people and society. So here it's a little clearer, but here you needed to really just um, have your focus a little clearer. All right, who are you talking about? Which element of the three that were mentioned are you dealing with? Okay, so that's how I would like to see that. So yeah, in many ways this was well written, it was good, but you have to make sure that your response is really focusing on the task as it's given to you. Okay, so let's take a look at your task one now. All right, so here we've got the shoe sales. Let's see what you did. The presented bar chart displays the numbers in thousands of brown and black leather shoes sold in 9 countries in Europe in 2018. I don't know why you're calling them boots. It never said anything about boots. It's shoes in general. It could be any type of shoe. Black shoes were sold in the greatest value in Hungary and France. However, traded the least of them among all the presented countries. I don't understand that part of the sentence. So from this however on, this is confusing. Moreover, Poland stood in first place in terms of brown shoe sales, while Belgium the last. Okay. This is a little detailed for an overview. Remember, when you look at the overview, it's like literally, what's the first thing you see? Okay. Like what just sticks out in this chart? Maybe, just that Hungary had the highest sale of any shoe type and Belgium the least. And literally, like, that's it. Okay. Not like, oh, Hungary sold the most black, but France sold the most brown. You don't need to do all of that, because that's actually looking at details. the overview is really like, what's the most striking thing when you look at this? Okay. Or even something like, while sales figures varied throughout the countries, Hungary was the clearly sold the most, and Belgium clearly sold the least. So that would have been fine. Okay. All right. Let's see. Poland sold approximately 140,000 brown shoes. It's not boots again. Made with leather in 2018, closely followed by Hungary and Germany. Italy was the last country that was able to trade more than 100,000 pairs of them. Notably, Belgium sold as few as about 5,000 pairs of brown leather shoes, which was roughly 15 times less than the second worst brown leather shoes selling nations. All right, that's great. That's very good. I really like the way you did this. You focus on the top, you focus on the bottom, and then mention one more country. That's absolutely fine. Yes, Hungary, Italy, and Belgium sold approximately 1,000 black shoes made. You don't need to say made with leather, just black leather shoes. That's it. In 2018, the remaining European countries traded 100,000 and fewer pairs of this kind of footwear. Interestingly, Poland, Ireland, and Germany sold a similar number of black shoes at roughly 75,000. France, not noted, that's a wrong word here. How about France recorded the lowest sale of black shoes in 2018 with half of that number? Okay, that's great. Your selection of data here is really, really good. This is not exactly, but this is very, very close to how I would have done this as well. And so that's wonderful. You focused on the outliers, you focus on the top, you focus on the bottom, and you just kind of smushed together in the middle. Now, let me tell you what I'm a little concerned about. You had 9 countries. I want to take a quick look to see how many you were actually referred to. All right, so I looked through this really quickly, and from what I could tell, you didn't mention 2 countries. You didn't mention the UK, and you didn't mention Holland. Now, why is that an issue? Well, because these are your categories. I mean, we know that there's 9 countries. And we know that they're all European countries. You mentioned most of them by name, but without mentioning these 2, we have absolutely no information about them. Yeah, we know that whatever the countries were sold between X and whatever, so we know that. But it's a good idea, and it's a good kind of habit to get into, just to be safe, because I know some examiners will look at this and say, hey, we're missing a key feature because we don't know the name of the country. So, and if that happens, then that's really going to lower your task achievement score, and that's such a shame. So one thing you can do just to be safe is here, when you say are sold in 9 countries in Europe and 9 countries in Europe, put in parentheses, just the way you did here with thousands, the names of the 9 countries. So if you do that, you are absolutely safe that, an examiner is not going to turn around and say to you, oh, well, you missed a key feature because you've included it. Okay? So for me, that was something I wanted you to do. Like I said, it's one of those things like up to interpretation. The examiners that I know, we all considered this key information, and so that would lower your score. I can't say what happens in other exam centers, but that's something that did happen. So if somebody missed a category and we didn't know what the name of the category was, that would be marked down. So I want you to keep that in mind. And like I said, the best way, the easiest way to do this and just take care of it and not have to worry about it again is to do that. When you say in 9 countries in Europe, just in parentheses, write the names of the countries, and then you're fine. Okay. So even if you never mention the country again, we at least know something. Okay. So, good job in general. I like this. You're definitely on the right track. So keep at it, and let's meet back with another set of essays. Okay. Good luck.